All right, the right fits. We are back here with our second update about Tucker Carlson and his interview with Putin for the day. Been getting some negative comments from the YouTube about how it's believed that I was being a little optimistic or let's say a little too quick to trust what Putin was saying. And I didn't mean to come across that at all when I was talking earlier. Putin, everything Putin says needs to be taken through the lens of how a Russian leader would naturally respond to these questions. So every single question that is asked by Tucker Carlson to Putin, Putin is automatically taking that in the lens of a Russian, not only a Russian but a former KGB officer who was part of the Soviet Union, saw the Soviet Union collapse, and now is the leader of Russia and is doing anything in his power to keep Russia an influential player on the world stage. I understand that Putin is not a reliable source when it comes to information about exactly what the West's intentions are, and he's not going to come out and say the whole truth when it comes to his plan for Europe, or in Ukraine. So he maybe people are getting critical of me because I think that he wants to stop and only take over Poland or only take over Ukraine. He never said he wanted to take over all of Ukraine. Okay, never said that, and he's not going to. He's not. He could. Okay, he could possibly. He could use all it would take all the military force of Russia, okay, just to be clear, all the military force of Russia to take all of Ukraine and keep all of Ukraine permanently. That would take the rest of his lifetime. I don't believe Putin is a madman. So if the criticism of my opinion was just because you think Putin's a madman and I actually think he's a logical person, then okay, that's fine. You're wrong, but you can just think Putin's a madman. But he's actually not. He actually is logical, and he does just want to keep Russia as a world influencer, as a world power, and he also wants to limit the encroachment of the U.S. on Russia borders. If you don't, or NATO and NATO powers, just to be clear, NATO is without a doubt an arm of the U.S. military. Okay? They control 85% of the power within NATO. That's what I would say. And if you think NATO is just a democratic thing, okay, then yeah, you're incorrect, but I'm appreciative of such an optimistic person in these days and age. But it's not true. The U.S., NATO is essentially an arm of the U.S. Of the U.S. military-industrial complex, and Trump has even said so. That's why he talks about all the funding that we put forward. Why do we put all that funding toward NATO? Why do we spend so much more dollars than all the other countries? Maybe because we said we would. Maybe because we said we wanted to. Maybe because that legitimated our hold, our unilateral hold on essentially NATO policy. And we don't have a unilateral hold on NATO policy, just to be clear, okay? Just about at least 85 to, 85 I would say is a good estimate of how much of the influence of the entirety of the whole thing that we hold. Now, to become a new member, you need 100% vote from every other country, all right? So in that way, it's democratic, and that That way I like NATO. And Turkey's causing problems for that right now because we wanted Turkey, we wanted it to expand, we wanted to inflict more countries, appearing as the enemy of Russia. And so now Turkey, they're part of NATO. Well, guess who's very pissed off about our support of the supposed genocide in Israel? We're not sure if it's a genocide yet, right? Because that's how international... the courts haven't decided yet if it's genocide, which is just a crazy way to think about it. How many? Just 15,000 kids, right? So you can't call it a genocide yet. You got to at least kill however many babies and, whatever. But, yeah. So, yeah. Just some comments negative about my reaction to thinking I'm a sycophant for Putin, which is absolutely ridiculous. Putin actually, Putin has something that we're just not used to in the West. Okay. He has the power in his country. If you think he's some all-authoritarian dictator, if you truly believe that, okay. He's some all-authoritarian. Let's continue with that premise. He's an all-powerful authoritarian dictator. So he has this journalist from the U.S. He could just take him and kill him, right? Because he's an authoritarian dictator with infinite power, as a lot of people in the U.S. think. A lot of people in the U.S. think Putin's the richest person on earth. Okay, that's how indoctrinated a lot of Americans are, right? It's just crazy. But yeah, so comments kept coming at me, Putin apologist this, Putin sycophant that. But no, you actually go back and listen to what Putin said, and just imagine Putin was a human, okay, instead of whatever jingoistic Americans think of him as. All right, The Right Fits, please subscribe and definitely like the video, share it with all your friends, you guys. All right, love you guys.